Hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation. And welcome to another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director here at Site 42 of the SCP Foundation. And as I have done for over a year and 3 months and counting, because that's right, the daily stream streak remains strong. I'm here to open my office doors to you, the SCP Foundation staff, to answer your burning questions about this dark and mysterious place of employment we call the SCP Foundation. So whether you have questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff who contained them, the groups of interest who try to stop us from containing them, or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview. Perhaps they're from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom. Either way, we are here for the next 60 to 90 minutes. We'll see just how well my coffee has kicked in to keep me awake for today's stream. As you know, I have been gone for a bit. An adventure we will talk about a little bit as the stream subject before we begin our general Q&A. But before we begin said stream subject and general Q&A, let me start with a little bit of housekeeping. First and foremost, CD23. Congratulations on being the #1 most punctual member of today's Containment Hazard Assessment team, i.e., congratulations on being first chatter. Alongside you, Mamori, Amber, Sleepless Dragon, Dr. Lovelace, Chesta Factory, Little Shadow One, Amber, T-Dubs, Creepypasta George Harrison, Blue Phantom, Dr. Frogman, LARP Site 42, Gray. Everyone who I've just named, thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being here today as members of Site 42 on YouTube. We appreciate your membership and your service. Furthermore, interns Rain, Griffith, Malachi, Enzo, So Green, Goober, T-Rose, Sillycore, Turret, and Glitch Trap. Thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being here, interns, just for being you. Now, since she has been such a patient little baby, allow me to take this part of our housekeeping to introduce Puppy of Interest 42, codename Charlie. It's been a whole 3 days since you've got attention from the chat, Puppy of Interest 42. How do you feel? Are you going through withdrawals from chat attention? Are you sure that you're going to be okay to get this much chat attention all at one time? Do we need to wean you off of it or back onto it slowly for your health and well-being, little one? Well, regardless, at least at this time, the baby will get the chat-mandated treat. The sweetest pumpkin at Site 42 has returned to her superstardom, of which I am merely the shepherd. There you go, little one. Be free. Also, what is the chaos about a knife fight? Well, since we are going to be talking about the sponsor segment as our stream subject today, I can start right into that. So, Site 42 staff, in case you have been absent for the weekend, over the weekend, our sponsor segment is me attempting to attend a convention called Open Sauce in San Mateo, California over this last weekend. Open Sauce is a maker, robot, engineering fair that is also attended by a large amount of builders and creators of all kinds, including cosplayers, animatronic makers, roboticists, and several YouTubers of various kinds. And so, your site director decided to make his presence known at Open Sauce for the benefit of the SCP Foundation as our diplomatic envoy. This is the sponsored segment because the VIP tickets were like $1,600. And so if you've got a little extra scratch this month to donate to the Site 42 coffers to help offset the cost of this experience, well, I would very much appreciate your generosity. And if you want to wait until you see the streams from this weekend, as well as the report I'm about to give you, that is of course fair. What were my results of said mission to Open Sauce? Well, first and foremost, the knife fight. What had happened was, the first day of the convention, Friday, you will see a short stream, because I only did short streams from the convention area. And the Friday stream, several times throughout, you would hear the sounds of tasers going off. And eventually people were saying, why am I hearing tasers? Why am I hearing tasers? And Agent Goose, who attended the convention with me, noted that there was a booth for taser knife fights. That's the kind of thing that takes place at the Open Sauce convention. Taser knife fights. And after a back and forth with the Containment Hazard Assessment Team, i.e. chat, eventually I was volunteered against one Johnny McSwole in said taser knife fight. And I taught you in the chat a very valuable lesson, which is do not underestimate your site director in a taser knife fight. Because in a best of 3, I won the first 2 rounds. Not to brag, except wholly to brag. Don't get into a taser knife fight with a Florida man when your limbs are on the line. And so yes, the taser knife fight was live on stream on Friday's stream if you wish to go back before the weekend and see your site director engaged in the dangerous art of taser knife fighting. Now, beyond the taser knife fight, there was a lot of conversations with all sorts of YouTube content creators, makers, and builders. Of course, my mission was to talk to any creator who I thought would be an adjacent, useful addition to the SCP Foundation fandom family. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up, at first, the featured creators from Open Sauce, my apologies. First, I'm simply going to go through the panels, and I'm going to show you who I was able to talk to. So, over the course of this convention, welcome to Open Sauce, vroom vroom about making cars. No, that did not really seem like the right... I'm just going to go to the creators. This will be easier. So, Little Gem, I was able to talk to as a mechanist and cosplayer. Hey, buddy, the SCP Foundation has a lot of cool monsters and robots. You should make some cosplays about robots. Stella Chu, we encountered each other several times. Crescent Shay was at one of the panels I was able to talk to. Juniper Dev, I said hi to. I wasn't able to have a great conversation with, but it was very nice to see them. I'm actually a fan of their work in game development. I wish I got more time to talk to Juniper Dev and to talk to more game devs along the way. That was a place I was slightly lacking. Scrolling through, Illymation was very interested in the SCP Foundation universe when I talked to the animation panel. Kiara's Workshop, another roboticist cosplayer, very useful. I did get to talk to Captain Disillusion about filmmaking stuff, and introduce Captain Disillusion to the SCP Foundation. So that was very useful. We have Funky Frogbait, a relatable content and comedy YouTube TikToker who actually already knew about the SCP Foundation. So that was a good surprise. Odd J was actually the first person I saw at the convention who knew Ball and had brought friends who apparently Odd J talks to them about the SCP Foundation all the time. Also notice the robots. We need to get more roboticists in the SCP Foundation. That's going to be sick. Let's see. I did not get to meet Doug. Some people were hoping for that. Stephen Hawes is an SCP Foundation fan. We had a good chat. Who else do we have here? Who else did I see? Odd One is out. Already an SCP Foundation fan. That was awesome to know that Odd One's out, knows Ball. Let Me Explain Studios. We had a great conversation about SCP animations and making sure to support the business of animations in the SCP community. So I will be taking to heart the conversations I had with Let Me Explain Studios. Sam Meeps, another cosplayer introduced to the SCP Foundation fold. You may be familiar with the SCP-999 plushie, as well as the George the Chinchilla plushie that Agent Goose had the wise choice to bring those to Sunday of the convention. And I'll be darned if a lot of people did not find those adorable plushies a great entrance into talking about the SCP Foundation. So once again, thank Agent Goose for clever tactics in making everyone at Open Sauce one of us. One of us! I got to talk to Corridor Crew's Nick Laurent, and even though this is Daniel's card, Ren is right there. So yes, I got to talk to Nick and Ren a bunch during the convention. So we did get some good conversations about building a film-making network for the SCP Foundation and different ways to do so. Continuing down the line. A lot of people wanted me to talk to Ranboo. I just did not run into Ranboo. I did not see them once, or at least I did not recognize them once. Who else is down here? Had a nice conversation with 1000 at one point. Had a good long conversation with them. Very cool. Toxic Bunny was on the cosplayer panel with Sam Meeps when I introduced the cosplayers to the SCP Foundation lore. I did not end up meeting with Mike from Vsauce. I had several very good conversations with H Bomber Guy, as well as his producer, Kat. That was possibly a highlight for me. H-Bomb is just someone I've been following for years, and of course, H-Bomber Guy knew what the SCP Foundation was. Of course, H-Bomb knew Ball. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know if Aaron from Game Grumps was at this convention, guys. I didn't see or hear from him. He wasn't on any of the panels. I did not see his social media if he was present over the weekend. If Aaron was there, then I failed. If Aaron didn't show up, then I guess I still failed to fist bump him, but it's not really the same thing. We are looking at a failure hat situation, I guess. Nate Scoville actually is an SCP fan who knew of me before the convention. We are 1 degree separated by a guy I worked on a film with before. So I got to talk to Nate, and that was good stuff. Wicked Makers. Wicked Makers make horror animatronics. Very spooky. The kind of thing that you might want to have at an SCP Foundation haunted attraction and or escape room. Practical effects in aerobits. That is kind of something I'm very excited to talk about in the future. And although he is not present on this list of people, I had two of them actually. I had a short but nice conversation with Alex Hirsch, creator of Gravity Falls. Ran into him in the halls by accident. And my oh my, he had heard of the SCP Foundation, but had never really looked into it, which I didn't even get the chance to tell him about Inside Job, which he helped produce. But I did give him a Toad King Studios SCP Foundation sticker, which he put on his phone and said he'd be looking into later. And very specifically, he was wise enough not to take a simple SCP Foundation logo, because, as he put it, this doesn't have the information on it. So I gave Alex Hirsch specifically one of Toad King Studios' excellent Secure, Contain, Protect stickers with an SCP logo. That way, he would know what to Google. So Alex Hirsch is currently researching the SCP Foundation. We should all be afraid. And finally, I had a very excellent business discussion with game theorist Dapper Tom. Dapper Tom, as well as Amy. I did not encounter Amy at this convention, but Dapper Tom was there, and I was able to have some great conversations about the behind the scenes of how Theorist works the corporate side. That way I can kind of grow Site 42 and help empower more SCP artists to help me to make this a bigger thing, bigger than a one-man show. So, overall, I cannot emphasize enough what a smashing success this convention was. I spent the entirety today. Guys, my legs are absolutely killing me. The ankle rehab was necessary, and it has been set back a couple days. I am resting. I skipped the gym this morning, and instead, I just sat down and I made sure to post all of the photos on all of the social media platforms. Make sure to follow everyone that I talk to. I got a couple follow backs already. Oh, yes. That reminds me. Who else can I say that I talked to? Let me go to one of my social medias where I posted the pictures. That way I don't miss anyone because they deserve shout-outs. So, photographs. Alex Hirsch from Gravity Falls. H-Bomber Guy. Dapper Tom from Game Theory. Odd Ones Out and Alex Becker. Alex Becker's the other animator I talked to. Besides Odd Ones Out, Let Me Explain Studios and Illymation. So the animators, good news there. This is the cosplay crew with Stella Chu, Little Gem, Kira's Workshop, and the Wicked Makers. Ran into Swell Entertainment, who does great convention reviews. I actually looked up Swell's videos on getting to know what would happen at Open Sauce, so that was very cool. As well as Robbie Epic Sauce and Yep, It's Still Tori, and their wonderful puppets. I actually I in-person squeed, because I don't know if you can tell by the all of me, but I am a huge Muppet and or puppet fan. And so this was awesome, and it was great to see them. I found Merc Anthony, who I had never heard of before this convention, but being bright orange with an SCP-999 tattoo, it is just the living embodiment of an SCP-999, had very golden retriever energy. I did not expect a human 999. And then I ran into Ethan from Unis Honest at a party. And I was talking to him for several minutes. I asked him if he knew SCP. He did, so I gave him some SCP stickers as a thank you for knowing SCP. And then it was like, oh, I saw his tattoo. Oh, wait, he's talking about someone named Mark. That's Ethan, oh my god. And so that was baller. I did have one sad encounter. I must say, I was not excited to meet this Aquafina water bottle. I did not in fact, appreciate the war flashbacks to the Dr. Gears seminar on Dr. Kendraki's proclivities. I did not appreciate meeting this Aquafina water bottle. Open sauce, do better next year. And then finally, I ended up going to the DDR machine, and the person beside me is actually someone who works on the YouTube live mobile streaming technology. She asked me if I was a streamer. I said yes, on YouTube, on mobile. That is literally her job. So I got to politely complain about the audio sync issue in person. She said that is a known issue that they are working on. Hopefully it gets fixed soon. So yes, Site 42 staff, that is a portion of the open sauce. There's other things that happened. There's some secrets I have to keep. Industry talk, you know how it is. But do know that I am only this energetic because I'm excited about what happened. I am exhausted. I am brain dead. And I would say it was well worth it. I am 99% sure that next year, OpenSauce will invite me as a creator, meaning that we won't have to pay for it next year, and I'll still get to talk to all these people. But to everyone who I met at OpenSauce, thank you all for being awesome. Whether you were the creators who treated me like a fellow, and on me being worried it was like my first day of school walking in among you, everyone treated me like I was family there, basically. So thank you, YouTube creators, for being so chill to the new guy. Secondarily, everybody I ran into who is a fan of the SCP Foundation but didn't know who I was, keep being awesome. Keep enjoying the SCP Foundation. It is pretty sick after all. And then everybody who recognized Dr. Sherman. I am glad I could meet you in person, give you some SCP stickers, and keep on securing, containing, and protecting. Dope weekend. And now, at the 22-minute point of this stream, we are now going to move to general Q&A. Now, before I do the general chat Q&A, I'm going to catch up on the donos first. Everyone who donated, thank you for your generosity. Let's see what we've got. T, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as making the effort to go through the Ko-Fi. As we know, the Ko-Fi only takes 3% of your donation as a service fee, while YouTube Super Chats give YouTube 30% of your money, and if you do so on an iPhone, Apple gets 30% of your money. So we definitely thank you more if you go through the Ko-Fi. Please grab yourself some chicken skewers on your way past the commissary. When can we get Taser Knife merch? Well, who's drawing the Taser Knife Fight Dr. Sherman edition? That is a question. Next up, Shield Stir, thank you for sending Sparkles, Sparkles, Sparkles. You guys are getting bombarded with glitter bombs. It looks like the 4th of July again in here. That is... Where'd it go? That is 250 sparkles, chat. That is 250 glitter bombs set off simultaneously in all of your offices. So I do hope you have a broom on hand. TW, thank you for your 5 months as a level 1 researcher. We appreciate your membership and your service. Taser Knife Fight sounds like an O24 challenge. I don't know what an O24 challenge is, but if it does, then they are baller, very brave folk. Silent Follower, thank you for sending 7 floating hearts to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they feel all of the love you sent. Shield Sir, thank you for sending an eagle on your way past the commissary. I'm sure they flew brilliantly. Silent Follower, thank you for sending 6 more glitter bombs to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team. It's kind of like throwing a handful of sand in the desert, but guys, keep cleaning. Shieldster, thank you for sending 13 stars to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team. You have made them a 3-star team with 2 prestige ranks. Scarlet, thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Please grab yourself a waffle on your way past the commissary. I don't regret asking about that. I'll watch that at a reasonable time for me due to it being 1:20 a.m. for me nighty night. Also, that sounds chaotic. It was very chaotic. I don't know if you can hear how scratchy my throat is. That's why this is a short stream today. 100 stars. Thank you for sending 4 more glitter bombs. 5 more glitter bombs, actually. Chat, that's 5 more glitters. Clean it up. Do your job. Maintain a clean workspace. T-Dubs, thank you for sending a cheers to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team. I am sure that everybody will know their name. Is there anything else I missed here? Dr. Puppeteer, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Please grab yourself a omelette de fromage on your way past the commissary. I got glitter all over my office, and I'm also covered in glitter. I just came back from the grave. Well, Dr. Puppeteer, it does not matter where you came from. It matters that you are now covered in glitter. That is the only thing that matters. There's so much glitter that nothing else matters at this point. Honestly, I'm now curious as to if we have some sort of glitter anomaly in the SCP Foundation. I do not know of any glitter anomalies, but I can't be shocked. They are highly contagious after all. 100 stars, thank you for sending 21 Sparkle Salute to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team. Even more glitter, guys. Even more glitter. Intern Seal, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some water to wash that glitter out of your mouth. And my office is covered in glitter. All of our offices are covered in glitter. That's what the SCP Foundation is like today. 100 stars. Thank you for sending 4 more sparkles to make that 21, now 25 glitter sparkles. Yeesh. Little one, I know you can't breathe glitter. It's fine. Northern Glacier Corporation, you're right. You did send a dono earlier. And YouTube has overrun it, so I have to go into the back end to find it. But do not fret, I know how to do so. Even with my archaic terminal, I will be able to go into here and see the donos that were lost to the glitter bombs. Okay, Northern Glacier Corporation said, why was I just messaged that Aurora and 12 other godlike children are missing? Dr. Sherman, you have some explaining to do. What do you mean 12 other godlike children? Why? How do we lose 13 gods? That didn't happen. Not while I was definitely paying attention. That is poppycock is what I say. I'm out for the grave now. Also, hey, Dr. Sherman, how have you been? Dr. Puppeteer, doing well. I'm glad you're not dead. I'm so glad that you are not dead. I'm glad you're not dead. I'm so glad that you are not dead. Wow, this sore throat really hits me in the strong bat impression. That is high quality right there. Scarlet, thank you for donating the first time earlier. Oh, Northern Glacier Corporation, please grab yourself a snow cone. Now, Scarlet, I've appeared again. It's currently past 1 a.m. for me at the moment, so good day and good night. By the way, how are you? The question applies to everyone. Well, I'm doing okay so far. We're making it out okay. Intern Siren, thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Grab yourself a flapjack plate on your way past the commissary. Hi, Doc. Me and Kane are chilling in the rafters. As long as it's chilling and not causing any problems. SCP-024 is what Taser was talking about. Or not Taser, T-Dubs. Wow, I'm so tired that I saw 3 numbers, and I did not consider that it might be an SCP. That's how tired I am. I saw a series of digits, and did not assume you were talking about the SCP Foundation. Now you know my brain is broke. SCP-024, the Game Show of Death. Ah, okay. Yes, that taser knife fights do sound like a Game Show of Death challenge. Yes. Alright, wait. I'm making my way back to the chat. Alright, that's where I am now. Certex Quake, thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Grab yourself a Reuben on your way past the commissary. My guy, you have to check out Anathema 000. It's only gotten better since the first time I told you about it. Dear God, the music, the lore, the ARG, it's all fantastic. Plus glitter. More glitter. Great. Anathema 000. Let me just put that in a tab so I don't forget about it. Anathema 000. Apparently has a song, yeah. Northern Glacier Corporation, thank you for donating again to remind me of your dono. T-Dubs, thank you for donating again to clarify 024 as in the Game Show of Death. Sorry, my brain did not pick that up as easily as it normally would. We are still in recovery mode from the weekend. Minecraft Geek, thank you for sending a loot box to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. Hopefully it has a vacuum for all this glitter. Legendary Dose, thank you for your 6 months as a level 1 researcher. We appreciate your membership and your service. So much glitter in my fur. How to get it all out? Yeah, sounds like you need a real bath in that case. Hygiene is important to the Foundation. No contamination of testing. Northern Glacier Corporation, thank you for donating again to say. Dr. Sherman is sending the best my corporation has. Are you talking about the best to recontain your 13 deity children that you're talking about? Or are you sending your best deity children to us? Which way is that going? New 7 Operative, thank you for sending a flow state to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will zen out and lock in. New 7 Operative, thank you also for sending a total of 16 press Fs to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. Chat, you need to feel about 16 times as respected due to New 7 Operative. Fireball of Fishu, thank you for sending a press F. Chat, keep feeling respected. And Flarp, thank you for sending happy poop to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they appreciate that for some reason. Tell SCP-999 I said hi. Intern Reagan, yes, SCP-999 will be told that they are currently having an extra buffet of Skittles because their out time yesterday at the convention was very tiring for them. But everyone did think SCP-999 was the sweetest boy at the convention, so good news. Can I eat SCP-999? I mean, it tickles all the way down. I wouldn't recommend it, intern guys. Desk is asking for moderator privilege to show you guys some dope art during a not fan art Friday. And so, I'm going to allow this because now you can see the true form of the desk of Alto Clef. Little picture of 166 here. Little extra Hawaiian shirt and hat for later. Little Hawaiian printed mouse pad. Now the eye is closed, now the eye is open. Now the light is on, now the light is off. Now you've pissed it off. Be careful. Mamori, as is often the case, very good arting. Is that a mimic? Well, Desk, are you a mimic in species, technically speaking? What's the lore there? Oh, dang! Another thing I just remembered at the convention is I ran into YouTuber Pinely. If you don't know Pinely does commentary videos, and I follow his stuff from time to time. Turns out he did a voice in the original run of SCP Confinement. I was like, do you know SCP? He's like, yeah, actually I was in confinement. That was crazy. So, yeah, that was a fun coincidence. Didn't get a photo with that one. Northern Glacier Corporation, thank you for donating again to say. They're finding Aurora. I don't care of the other kids. Oh, okay, so you're picky. See, we're not so, choosy about which anomalies we contain. We just contain them all. Studio Spider, thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Please grab yourself a carrot cake cupcake on your way past the commissary. Hello, Director. I'm writing to inform that I've received your email regarding my transfer to Site 5. While odd that you didn't tell me in person, I'm en route now. Wish me luck. I have not sent you an email. I've been out of the office all weekend. We don't have a Site 5. You should turn back before it's too late. Intern Seal, thank you for donating again to say. But seriously, why don't we be nice to the tree instead of trying to make it scream in pain and eternal horror and agony? You should read the SCP-4521 document again, because you're missing some very important context. Not only does the tree not scream, while every other tree screams. So this one's anomalous, those ones are natural. But it also has a healing factor, like frickin' Wolverine. And third and foremost, while it doesn't scream, it does emit what can only be described as an ear-piercing silence. Being near the tree is maddening. It's frustrating. It needs to scream. That's why. And I don't know many people who have screamed from a nice little comfortable tea party of kindness. Get real. Why is this? Just get there. How do I get this not to do that? If I come back here. Now we're cooking. Too high. To be fair, maybe that's the problem. Maybe no one has tried being nice. What? If you want to be in the Be Nice to SCP-4521 project lead position, feel free. Call me when it works. You can waste your time. Do you think that SCP-5972-J would be helpful for cleaning up the glitter? Just a factory. If this is the SCP that I think it is, Yep. Yep. Nope. We're just gonna cross our legs and ignore that. Nope, we don't like that. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes SCP-5972-J. Not in this world. Not in the next world. Nope. SCP-5972-J, possibly contained at a convention like Open Source, is codename the Kirby Company Vacuum Cleaner. 5972-J, object class fucking Keter, Jesus Christ. Special containment procedures. SCP-5972-J is to be kept in containment locker 5972-J. Access to this locker is to be barred to all male personnel, even if they're drunk and their buddies bet them that they couldn't get in. Description. 5972-J is a standard vacuum cleaner produced by the Kirby Company. SCP-5972-J appears to be a sentient predator. Males viewing 5972-J will feel a sudden compulsion to stick their genitalia into the vacuum tube. 5972-J will then activate at maximum power and... yeah. Fuck. SCP-5972-J has a secondary mimetic effect. Males reading about its effects will feel extremely uncomfortable. This is followed by a contraction of the thigh muscles until the legs fully cover the genitalia and a series of sharp inhalations. Interview log. Dr. Valen and a 25-year-old D-class. I'm going to tell you what this thing does, and we're just going to gauge your reaction, all right? All right. So it's this vacuum cleaner, right? And when you see it, you want to put your dick in it. That's fucked up, man. I know, crazy shit. Anyways, you put your dick in it, and it turns on. Oh, shit. And then it just sucks your dick right off. Oh, shit. It sucks up the nuts, too. Oh my god, man, what the fuck? It's fucked up, man. Like, seriously. Shit. I've seen a lot of crazy shit here, but man, fuck this. I need to go out for some air. Do you want a drink? I need a fucking six-pack. Closing statement. D5748 was glad to face his month-end termination, stating, "At least they didn't put my dick in that fucked up vacuum." Ugh. That is... I can only describe that document as absolutely harrowing and terrifying. Oh. Oh. Okay. I am now returning to the chat. I don't even remember why you brought that up, but shame on you for bringing that up. Studio Spider, thank you for donating again to say, "Sorry I had no connection during the trip. I arrived at Site 5. Are you sure I was supposed to be transferred here?" Well, I guess if you're already there, maybe you could get us some data on the location. What can you tell us about it right now? What do you see? T-Dubs, thank you for donating again to say, "Half-arm nestic supply is gone. I don't know why." Oh. Everyone in the Containment Hazard Assessment Team right now knows why. No one wants to remember SCP-5972-J. What if we put fuel into SCP-457's butt? Intern Guy. Does SCP-457 actually have a butt? It is a sentient creature of flame. I guess it has limbs. It must have a posterior. I can't imagine it would make any difference as to where you insert the fuel. The problem is giving it fuel would cause it to grow and be more dangerous. So, I don't see a difference whether you put the fuel in the front end or the back end. It's still just going to burn. I don't feel like this test is important in any way, shape, or form. What did Hank Green talk about? Amber, Hank Green did an Ask Me Anything live that I missed. And then did a lot of the astronaut panels. NASA was there at the convention, showing off some of their research. And so one of the astronauts from the Artemis mission was present, and Hank was on the space panel with them. I actually saw Hank at the party where I met Ethan Nestor. I was this close to Hank Green, but I did not have a good opportunity to talk to Hank. What creature you think would give the most profit if stolen or revealed to the public? Intern apes. I'm not telling you because I don't like what you'll do with that information. Intern Seal, thank you for donating again to say. Would it work if I politely asked SCP-343 to swap out Dr. Elias Shaw for the... Intern Seal. Number one, we don't want the original back because the original was banned from the site. You are familiar with this, which is why you're talking about Dr. Elias Shaw, who you might not know, but is also banned from the site. So, here comes the conversation. Reminder to all Site-42 staff and those who are joining us from other corners of the SCP Foundation. Reminder, the character known as Dr. Bright was banned from the SCP Foundation wiki because the person who was using that character as an author avatar was banned from the community for lots of grooming allegations. Furthermore, the character of Dr. Elias Shaw, who was just a Control-F copy and paste replacement of the name of that character, was deemed as not a good enough replacement and has also been removed from the site and site works. We do not talk about Dr. Bright. We do not talk about Dr. Shaw. The only viable replacement for Dr. Bright / Dr. Shaw is Dr. Lachlan Cairns, who is SCP... I always forget the number of Dr. Cairns. One day I will finally remember it. (8586) SCP-8586, codename Dr. Lachlan Cairns, is the only acceptable replacement for Dr. Bright / Dr. Shaw. Please keep that in mind in the future. A quick bit for my curiosity, now that I have the opportunity to remember to think about it. I was going to search the SCP Foundation database for the word glitter and see if we have any glitter-based anomalies. Glitter. A tale called How to Remove Glitter from a Polyester Dress. Okay, here's in the log of extra normal events. It seems the search function isn't working because it said that this page mentioned glitter, but then when I searched for it, it didn't. Oh, there we go. A meteor of unknown mass transformed into 3,000 kilograms of multicolored glitter while descending through Earth's atmosphere on May 26, 2023. Over much of the southern half of Lake Kivu and the surrounding area, Democratic Republic of the Congo, and Rwanda. Relevant meteor tracking footage was seized and replaced, fake meteorite placed appropriately, cover of 095C illegal waste dumping enforced, and actions are underway by local authorities to remove remaining glitter. 3 redacted digits kilograms of glitter have been obtained from the scene and show no anomalous properties. So a meteor specifically, dissolved into glitter en route through the atmosphere. Okay, so there is the SCP-3092s, the guerrilla warfare, stuffed gorillas that enjoy war games in a fun and lighthearted manner, use glitter bombs as part of their arsenal of play fighting. Intern Tilly and Perez. Welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Intern Rosemary, thank you for donating for the first time today. Please grab yourself a beef skewer on your way past the commissary. Welcome back, Director. We missed you. Never go again. Well, sometimes even I have to work in the field or do diplomatic missions, and so I cannot make that promise, but the daily stream streak remains strong, and so far, that has been maintained. Site 42 staff, we are currently 50 minutes into this stream. I do believe I am feeling like maybe 10 more minutes is good for today's stream because I am still tired as all get out after that convention. So perhaps we will end in 10 minutes. Call it a nice, even hour-long coffee break. Hey, what would you classify a one-wish willow from Obsession? Intern Legendary. Now, while I have not seen Obsession yet, I hear it's quite good. I want to see it. I do believe that a singular one-wish willow would be a safe class anomaly. You can just stick it in a box and leave it alone, and it'll be fine to contain. The problem is, who's selling these things? Who's manufacturing them? That we would have to hunt down and figure out. So, safe class for the anomaly, but there's also a group of interest, at the very least, involved. Intern Lugia, thank you for sending a gold coin to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they enjoy having a little extra spending cash. What is your favorite SCP? Intern Hoo-Hoo. I always say my favorite SCPs at the end of stream, which is in 6 minutes. So if you can be patient for 6 minutes, I will tell you my favorite SCPs. Pardon. Or you can donate and I'll tell you in return for your generosity. Or you can go to yesterday's stream, or no, Thursday's stream. I don't know if I did my favorite SCPs over the weekend because of the convention procedures. Special convention procedures. I need to use that more often. Rosemary, thank you for donating again to say. So I have a question about the protocol about fraternizing with the anomalies. What happens if those anomalies become co-workers? Who would know? If staff members are allowed to fraternize with each other, that would mean that if an anomaly passed the loyalty tests, passed the test that their anomaly wouldn't interfere with anything, then it could be a possibility. But I do warn you, the testing for anomalous birth and that thing, if it comes up, it's going to get real nasty. So make good choices. Where's that bagel SCP? Intern Jugger, what do you mean? That bagel SCP. I need you to be more specific. There are a litany of food-related SCPs on the database. Okay. I'll be honest. Why? So, I looked for the word bagel on the SCP database, but specifically tagged as SCPs to check for SCPs that are bagels. And then I got hit in the face by a continuing litany of weirder and weirder titles of SCPs that I'm now going to recite to you. Because if they punch me in the eyeballs, you're going to have to hear them in your ear holes. Starting with SCP-7419, codename Marianne Simmons will buy a bagel at Winsbury's. Okay, there's an anomaly. Good to know. The second listing is Dr. Sumerian / DJ Cactus's proposal, SCP-001-J, The Broke God. Now this one brings up the word bagel because at one point someone in the SCP document says, "Stop stealing that bagel." It's good policy, don't steal bagels. But then, things take a turn when we hit SCP-7025. You will be killed by a bus. I'm not wishing that on anybody. I'm not saying that that'll happen to you. I'm just saying that SCP-7025's codename is, you will be killed by a bus. I'm not warning you of any future events. This is not a personal attack upon you. I am not wishing this upon you. You are definitely not going to be killed by a bus because I read the title of SCP-7025, which is, you will be killed by a bus. But it gets even crazier than that. SCP-5266's code phrase. Codename is, in all caps, so I have to yell it. Idiot succumbs to neurotoxin while listening to Macho Man. Click now to see. Is right, creepypasta George Harrison. But as I was reeling at that title, which is way off the wall, why is Macho Man here? What about neurotoxin? I'm so confused. Then I see the next title, which is SCP-7195. Alex Thorley gets a pussy. What are we even doing here? SCP Foundation. So yes, if any of those code names appeal to you, there's an SCP database entry for you. Have fun. I'm returning to the chat. Intern Seal, thank you for donating twice again to say, is it time to clock out yet? Actually, yes, it is time to clock out, but I'm going to catch up on these last donos before I do so. I'm going to go ahead and clock out, and before I do you guys recognize the bodies in the water? No, no one here recognizes the bodies in the water. None of you. None of you do. say that you don't. It's the code phrase to not recognizing the bodies in the water. Intern Rosemary, thank you for donating again to say, Dr. Sherman, on the topic of food anomalies, what happens if we eat the anomalies? Will they be tasty? Well, I guess that depends on the anomaly. Which food anomaly are you eating? The infinite pizza box always spawns your favorite pizza. That's pretty yummy. The self-replicating cakes are cakes, so as long as you like the kind of cake that you're eating, then fine. Did you give the new to SCP people the warning about the absolute WTF-ness? Amber, I did my best, but all I could really tell them is it's a science fiction horror community, and that it's a fan fiction community. I did highlight that it's a fan fiction community, so I think they should assume we do the weird stuff. Amber, thank you for sending a floating heart to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they feel the love. So, Site-42 staff, we have made it to the end of today's stream. And as we do, at the end of every stream, traditionally, I tell you guys my favorite SCPs. Of course, I'm not going to tell you that my favorites are the ones I personally wrote. That would be sheer narcissism. But if you want to read the SCPs I wrote, you can go to the Sherm's author page in Site-42 Hub on the SCP database. There you can see the SCPs I personally wrote or contributed voice lines to. And while you're on my author page, one tab over, you'll find a list of links. Links that people ask about very often, but then when I give them this nice, clean hint, they don't get the hint. It's so sad for them. But not for you, chat. You're clever. You will find those links. And when you do, you will find what you are looking for, and you will also find the opportunity to become a Site-42 Patreon patron or YouTube channel member. You'll be able to do a Ko-Fi or YouTube Super Chat. All of these support the channel directly, and we directly appreciate your generosity if you do so. And if you are part of the Broke Gang and you cannot donate to the stream, do not fret. We still very strongly recognize Broke Gang in our starving artist community. But we still appreciate you if you donate the effort to like, share, subscribe, comment, chat, make memes, joke, out-of-context compilations, all sorts of things to spread the signal for Site-42, as well as the SCP projects we support. The SCP Wiki and its authors and artists, the SCP filmmakers, game devs, animators, podcasters, merch makers, etc. We thank you for helping to spread the SCP community, as I did at this convention, to all sorts of crazy creators and mechanists and things. Mr. Sherman, do you know where I can buy SCP merch? Well, intern Jeremy, first of all, Dr. Sherman, please. Doctor. Site director, even. Not Mr. Proper titles, please. Secondly, well, the pinned link in my chat leads to the Site-42 merch store, as well as the scpstore.org, which has SCP merch from multiple online creators. So several different designs supportive of the whole SCP community. So, yes, whether you are supporting us on the money side or the engagement side, we appreciate your help in spreading the SCP Foundation. Very much so. Reagan, thank you for sending a floating heart to the chat. I'm sure they feel the love. Rosemary, thank you for sending a star to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. You made them a 4-star team right before the end of stream. 4 stars. Rosemary, thank you for sending sparkles to the chat. 1 more glitter bomb to clean up. Drenna, thank you for sending 4 gold coins. Chat, spend your new doubloons wisely. Rosemary, congratulations on making the chat a 5-star chat right before we end out. Congratulations on being a 5-star chat. And so, Site-42 staff, this has been another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the Anomalous broadcast from Site-42. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video. I didn't say my favorite SCPs. Thank you, Desk. I skipped my favorite SCPs. That's because I'm so tired. SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-00-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, SCP-8980. Content warning, last one, it's a rough read. Speed round. 399-304-300, content warning, that's what's a rough read. Okay, now, secure, contain, protect, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you have the time of your life. The credit song is Good Riddance by Green Day. Intern Seal. Oh, sorry, Member Seal. Did you become a member during stream, Deborah? Thank you for becoming a member during stream. I must have missed that at some point. Thank you for your newly minted membership. And, okay, Researcher, Mobile Task Force Captain, Overseer Seal, depending on your membership. Thank you for your last-minute donation. Good night to you, and good night to me. Yeah, I'm going to bed. All right, see you guys tomorrow, guys.